And what was residency like for you?
Ooh, residency. I don't know. I came out of med school like I was sort of a superstar. I didn't do as great my first 2 years, but my third and fourth years, I did really well clinically, and I got like shockingly good board scores. I was not expecting them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, you're a superstar, go to these top ranked places. And I went to an incredible program. And when I got there, I was kind of like a little fish in a big pond. My program was fairly malignant at the time. There's been new leadership since then, so I think it's a lot different now. I think I just suffered from a lot of imposter syndrome or self-doubt. I learned a lot. I did fine, but I never really felt like valued, like I felt a little out of place there. And maybe a lot of other people did too.
We hear these terminologies a lot. Malignant. Can you break that down to my listener? What do you mean by that?
Malignant is sort of like, I mean, I don't think we ever really use the term benign, but I would say it's like the opposite of supportive. Mm-hmm. You go into a place, you're like, work super hard. No one cares all that much about you or who you are as a person. The schedule's really rigorous. And obviously residency is going to be hard anyway, but just a lot of pressure. And honestly, at the time, it's not like I was dying for meditation courses and they weren't giving them to me. I was not interested in wellness type stuff, but I think there's a way to care about the human being without even talking about wellness. It's just feeling like you matter.
Yeah, I think that's a really great description of just trying to put words to descriptors of different programs, because you hear that like, oh, this is such a malignant place to be.
Totally.
But you made it through. You finished residency and then you went on to Chicago to work.
I did. And I think by the end of residency, I was ready to get out. And it's funny, even now talking about it, I can feel in my body this like icky feeling in my chest talking about residency, which is so weird. I don't feel like I talk about it that often, but that feeling comes up pretty quickly, which leads me to realize that there's some unresolved issues there.
Well, my argument has always been that burnout starts early. There's something that happens when somebody starts medical school, because when we start medical school, we start our health professional schooling, we're actually really excited. The path leading up to it is grueling, but then finally we jump through all these hoops. We get there, we get our acceptance letter, and we are so excited. And we enter feeling like we're going to cure the world. And something happens at some point after we start our training that we leave completely different people.
It's true. It's interesting. Like I remember getting burnout a couple times during med school. One of them was on my OB-GYN rotation. And then I kind of got through that. Then I left med school. And by August, that was the first time I got burnt out as a resident. My first year of residency, I was on a hem-onc rotation, and I had this 19-year-old patient who I will never forget with leukemia. She ended up dying, and I cried, like I sobbed. And I remember feeling like, wow, I'm crying. This feels so good. Like it feels like I'm human again. I feel like I'm connecting to my emotions the way I would want to. Of course, it was sad, but it just felt like a little bit of a relief to feel human emotions again, the way I was used to feeling them. And that was killing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think these conversations are stuff that isn't held or had all that often, but it's really important because I think that our future physicians need to enter into the field of medicine with eyes wide open.
For us, by us, and just for us, this is Hope for Med.